Hello class 10th, hope you all are good. Now children, your half-yearly exams are over and you got your result also. So this it's my request that you must concentrate in your studies, okay, and whatever the assignment is given to you, just send them on time and side by side just learn the chapters, okay. Now today we will start a new chapter, that is your metallurgy, and actually council has reduced some part from this chapter. So just whatever the part I'm explaining from this chapter, only learn that part only, right? Okay, let's start the chapter metallurgy. Okay, now first we will talk about the matters and non-matters. What are matters? Actually you have read in previous classes that matters are lustrous, means they have a shininess, right? They have a bright metallic luster, and they are generally found in solid state. Which state? Solid state, except mercury and gallium. Except mercury and gallium are the two matters which are found in liquid state. Understood? Rest all the matters are found in solid state, and they have high melting and boiling point, and matters have high density. Matters are ductile. Ductile means they can be drawn into wires. Matters are malleable, and metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. They are good conductor of heat and electricity, right? While non-matters, they are non-lustrous, and non-matters are found in both all three states. Means some non-matters are found in solid state, some are found in liquid state, and some are found in gaseous state. I think all of you know which name of non-matter which is found in solid state. That is your carbon, sulfur. Liquid state, bromine, right? And gaseous state, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. These are the non-matters which are found in gaseous state. And non-matters are non-lustrous, means they don't have any they have actually a dull appearance. They don't have a shininess, right? Except which one? Graphite. Except graphite. The non-matters have low melting and boiling point. They have low density, and non-metals are non-ductile. While metals are ductile and non-metals are non-ductile, means they cannot be drawn into wires. Except carbon fiber. Carbon fibers, they are what? The carbon is a non-metal, but carbon fiber is ductile. And non-metals are non-malleable, means they cannot be changed into sheets, right? And non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Next is your matters. Metallic atoms always have 1, 2 or 3 valency electron. The outermost shell metals atom have always 1, 2 or 3 valency electron. Either they have only 1 electron like sodium, potassium, right? Group 1 elements, or they have 2 electrons like magnesium, calcium, or they have 3 electrons like aluminum in the outermost shell, and that electron are called valency electrons. And they always tend to form positive ions on ionization, because they always lose electron. Always remember, matters always lose the electron and they form positive ions on ionization. While non-matters, non-metallic atoms, they have either 4 electron in the outermost shell, or 5 electron in the outermost shell, or 6 electron in the outermost shell, or 7 electron in the outermost shell. And these means they have 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 valency electron in their outermost shell, and these electrons, what they are called? Valency electrons. And they always tend to form negative ions, because they always gain the electron to complete their last shell. So they always form negative ions on ionization, right? Now next is your matters are electron donor, because they always lose the electron. So matters are always electron donor, while non-matters are what? They are electron acceptor. Non-matters are electron acceptors, and because matters are electron donor, that's why they are good reducing agents. That is why always remember matters are electron donor, that is why they are good reducing agents, and non-matters are electron acceptor, that is why they are what? Oxidizing agents. Next is your matters, they form electrovalent chlorides. Whenever the matters they react with chlorine, they form electrovalent chlorides like NaCl, KCl or MgCl2, and all these are what? Electrovalent compounds. While when they react with oxygen, they form basic oxides like which one? Na2O, K2O, right, or MgO. These are what? Basic oxides. Or they also some of the matters they form amphoteric oxides. I think all of you know what are amphoteric oxides. These are the oxides which what? React with both acids and what? Alkalis. And these are, you have three main amphoteric oxides are there, that is your ZNO, PbO and aluminum oxide. These are three amphoteric oxides. Just learn these one which you have already read in chapter 3, acid, bases and salt, right? While non-matters, they form covalent chlorides like PCl3 or P2Cl5 right? They or HCl, they form covalent chlorides. While when they react with non-matters, when they react with oxygen, they form either acidic oxides like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, nitrogen dioxide or phosphorus pentaoxide, or they form neutral oxides, for example carbon monoxide, nitric oxide and nitrogen nitrous oxide and water. But these are neutral oxides. Learn these these one. Give two examples of what? Acidic oxides, or give two examples of neutral oxides, or sometimes the question may come in the form of give odd one out. All the neutral oxides are given and one acidic oxide is given, and you have to find out the odd one out. Okay, so learn in this way. Learn these acidic oxides and neutral oxides. Okay, now these are the differences between matters and non-matters. So simply, what are matters? Matters are the what? Elements which form positive ions, and or cations by losing one or more electrons from their valency shell and form basic oxides are called matters. And non-matters are what? These are while non-matters are the elements which form negative ions, which form what you will say? Negative ions, and by what? Gaining or one or more electrons in their valency shell and form acidic or neutral oxides are called non-matters. Understood? Now next is your what are minerals? Minerals, actually these are the compounds of various matters found in nature and associated with their earthly impurities. All of you know the matters whatever you are using, they are not found as it is in the nature. They are what? Mixed with some earthly impurities like sand, silica or or mud, and what they are called? Minerals. What they are called? Minerals. So what are minerals? These are the compounds of various matters found in nature associated or mixed with their earthly impurities. Now next is your what is ore? Ore is a naturally occurring mineral from which metal can be extracted. Just remember, Chiram, that all you cannot extract metal from all the minerals. Only there are some minerals from which you can extract the metals, and these naturally occurring minerals are called ore. So what are ore? Ore are the the naturally occurring minerals from which metals can be extracted profitably and conveniently, are called ores. Right? Now next is your metallurgy. What is metallurgy? It is a the large scale process involved in the extraction of pure metal from their respective ore is called metallurgy. It is a process through which you can extract the metal from their respective ore is called metallurgy. Metallurgy is a process, right? Children, when you are learning the properties of matters and non-matters, just learn the exceptional cases, like matters have high melting and boiling point except sodium, potassium and mercury, because sodium and potassium are the two matters which are soft and which can be cut with knife. And same way, sodium, potassium and calcium, they have a low density. In the same way, zinc and mercury is a metal which have which are non-ductile or which have low ductility. The same way, zinc is non-malleable, right? And in the same way, come to non-matters. All of you know all the non-matters are non-lustrous except which one? Graphite and iodine are the two non-matters which are lustrous. Same way, carbon, all non-matters have low melting and boiling point, but carbon and silicon has high melting and boiling point. The same way, all non-matters have low density except diamond. Diamond has a high density, and carbon fiber is a ductile. All non-matters are non-ductile. Actually, low ductility is given. You can simply learn they are non-ductile, but except carbon fiber, right? The same way, carbon fibers they are malleable. All non-matters are non-malleable, but carbon fiber is the only non-metal which is malleable. Same way, all non-metals are poor conductor or non-conductor of heat and electricity, except graphite. Graphite is a good Graphite is a form of carbon, and graphite is a good conductor of heat and electricity. So just learn these exceptional cases. Okay. Okay, thank you, children.